solid and gas, this constant we set it the same. Just ignore that. Pretend that this will always stay the same. Yeah, basically. This is the interfacial tension between solid and liquid. So the surface and the water droplet, and this is the interfacial tension between liquid, this, and the outside air. And yeah.
Okay, next is.就是你说那个你问完之后，你要跟他讲哦，it's OK， 然后他跟他讲好 ，OK， 因为这样不太礼貌。来，好，来那3分钟哈。 其实今天就直接先讲好，因为那个，好，当然不管是每一个同学家，你们以后笔电要选一下有那个 HDMI 或者是那个 DSA， 好像是 DSA，他没有的话去买个转换头，那个应该都有转换头。好。
And then third, we would need some sort of thing to drop the water onto
different liquids and investigate how long the droplets will stay on the surface of the water.
The longer it stays, then it means the higher the surface tension.
And you mean that when the frequency is 245 Hz, all droplets are water?
So this is, so there are three main things that might affect the result of our experiment. The first one is the liquids, and the liquid in the plate. The second one is the droplets, the different liquid. Like if we change droplets, then it would mess up the experience. The third is how the frequency of the water. So we keep two of them the same, and then we only change the one, the liquid in the place. So we can like just measure that criteria.
I want to ask a question about how do you control the size of the droplets you drop?
That's a very good question. How would you suggest anything like?
Because if we do something in drop, that is very difficult to make sure that every drop is the same as the same size.
Maybe we can use those things with tiny little holes to make sure that all the droplets are tiny. That's something we should look further into.
And I have one more question. And if there is a vibrator and we started to oscillate the surface of the water, and then we drop several drops on it. If the drops are still on the surface, will they be into clusters or they will separate?
According to this video we found, it appears that the water starts to like cluster. Yeah, they start to cluster around for longer. And then they start to flow around, and that's also something we could look at when we do our experiment. After a discussion with our teammates, we found that they basically suggested us that we should use a needle and fill the needle with water, and then when we push down on it, we can make sure how many millimeters we push down into it. So we can control it into just a single drop, so we wouldn't have to worry about them clustering together or anything else. It would be a single water drop.
I'm talking about if you really drop several droplets on purpose, and then you said the droplets will seem to be constant. And I have one question. Do you think in the process of the droplets changing faster, people move on the surface? So do you think there are any friction between, and will that influence the motion of the droplets?
Friction between water and water.
Or other liquids between the water drops?
The prompt doesn't really tell us to investigate how the water, it just tells us to investigate the droplets being there. Like we could go into deeper like research about how the water droplets move. We haven't done any research on that, but yeah, I don't think that's really not really about the problems.
Can you return to page the experiment one? So since you are still predicting the parameters influencing this phenomenon, so can you make other predictions about the parameters? If there are any parameters also influence?
There were several things that we talked about, like our group talked about, like we could change the difference, the water depth, like inside the plate and see how that affects it. But putting too much water in it would then cause like everything to explode, and water with electricity don't really mix all that well together. We could also try making the plate bigger to like prevent the water like from hitting the wall and causing all sorts of turbulence and messing up our experiment. We could. What else?
So you're mentioning about boundary effect. So yeah.
We could like maybe change the different plates and see if that affects them.
So you want to see that the water don't hit the boundary and then
Yeah. Or maybe it will hit the boundary, stick on the boundary, and like the water drops will just like stick on the boundary.
Besides the water drops, do you think you make ripples by the vibration? Do you think the ripples will hit the boundary and then bounce back, and it will influence all the experiment and make a huge error?
I don't think the error will be huge because first off we're using 245 hertz, which means it vibrates at a frequency of 245 times per second. Like I don't think hitting the boundaries will really affect it all that much because it's already vibrating so much. Like it's already vibrating at a very, very fast.
Okay, thank you. That's all. So I talked about the relationship between the microsurfaces and the topic it is reporting. And I noticed that the surface of the vibrating water resembles the surface of the bead. The shape is almost the same. So it will be able to hold the water drop on it. And so maybe I think the reformer experiment is trying to make the same condition as the bead so that the water drops can be held. And then we talk about the parameters and the experiments. Although we didn't make any experiment yet, but we make a good prediction that we can do for backward.
Review。站起来啊！碰我们。哎，会不会有触碰我们？对不起，对不起。大声一点啊！要简单。
That's one of the things you can't really measure because we would need something called that. And we can't really find one anywhere, and yeah, so we can't really measure the angle out of the water drop. like the ripples, how it affects it. So I'm pretty sure that what this diagram stands for is that the contact points of the surface and the water droplet might affect how the water droplet retains its shape. So having the microstructures grip there will help in maintaining the water structure, while a flat surface will just like completely destroy the circle, the sphere of the droplet.
How does the frequency?
That's one of our parameters we will experiment with, and we hypothesize that the frequency won't really matter all that much because all the frequencies are very high.
So the liquid types influence more than the frequency.
We believe that above a certain frequency, the water droplets will stay in its shape for the same amount of time. But if we lower the frequency too much, then the water droplets might just decide to not retain. So yes, we do believe that above a certain frequency, the liquid type will affect the experiment more than the frequency.
So what is
The closest effect is basically water droplets staying as water droplets on a lotus leaf. And why? Because of the microstructures on the lotus leaves. And yeah, you can see that the water droplet doesn't sort of flatten out. effect and how we might do the experiments if we do get around to doing our experiments. And then during our discussion between us and the opponent, we talked about several things. First off, the parameters and whether we could add to these parameters or change the way we might do our experiments. We also talked about how the microstructures might affect the water droplets, and we kind of talked about the Lotus effect and the interfacial tension between, well, the surface and the water droplets. And then we watched the video lots of times, and if you still don't know what interfacial tension is, well, this is basically what it is. If you want to read it, you can read it. I'm not going to read the entire paragraph. But basically what it is surface tension. Yeah. And this is what we were talking about, and this is what causes this phenomenon. And yeah, I had a great time talking with our opponents, and thank you for the reviewer for giving us tips and how we might improve in the future. Thank you for all the juries present and all the audience members present. And yeah, thank you everybody.
好，做第一场这样，我觉得已经算不错了。那因为第一轮我当然没有实验室有点可惜了，但是他们这个就是已经大概把相关的一些理论资料有汇总出来，我觉得这样已经算不错了。好，那当然要再可能可以再稍微多讲一些在器材上，所以你们有示范来可以再提出来让大家再了解一些。好，你讲这个我是想到之前然后书上有说嘛，那个以前有是那是呢里面驻波的那个共振器。好，那刚刚不错，opponent 也做了一些那个但他也说他有经验了。不过顺便讲一下，你们在上台讲话的声音音量至少要像我这样，或者像我用那才那个才 OK 了，要不然像刚 reviewer 就有点可惜哦 ，reviewer OK， 他说好没关系，这要多练因为你们就是我们要学着上台，然后要讲你要讲所有人整个教室的听得清楚，所以不用讲快。那你刚刚有讲的，我觉得你刚刚讲的还不错，就是大概，那你们可以的话，今天就算了，我下次我可能要求你们就开始要opponent review， 你们分工合作一下，你们看找几个或是有兴趣的，你把基本的那个模组，就那个版面美化一下，就版面做一下，其实没有美化 OK， 但至少你做美化，然后呢，你们以后每一次你先比如说下礼拜什么题目你们都知道了，你们就要分工合作，5个人很够用，你们每个人去想每个问题，就是说你还没跟他讲，就是去想哪一个人想的哪个问题，那你临场再去听他讲的时候，再去找问题，就很多问题可以问，这样可以吗？好，那刚刚相当我顺便给一点建议，就是你们大概这个很多都是参考资料里面，现在关键是你要怎么说服，因为你要怎么说，你要做时间去对这些好，那第二个重点就是你要怎么样去做哪些时间去，因为比方说现在他可能提到那个就是比较我看你们知道莲花效应，那坦白讲我是会觉得蛮值，因为那些叫做怎么反值，因为你莲花效应它是有很多那个纳米结构去测算，可是你这震动，当然它是一个动态的，我觉得可能是一个动态语言那人家可能有做一些实验去验证，但是我们要真的去操作，所以要把它开起来。开出来甚至比方说这可以算因为你震动多快，你的频率可以去算出它驻波的那个，因为驻波出来之后，你可以知道它的那个波长的距离，这样可以吗？那波长距离你就去算，就大概要到多大的结构，它才能够那个水柱的大小，或者你可以真的去找荷叶，或者是找一些真的有纳米结构的东西，然后去我们可以用那个显微镜，我那边有那个手机显微镜拍，不过还有比较专业显微镜去拍，然后你比较一下两个人， 生的组都可以拍到2块结构的话，就可以比较顺利。好，那这个实验，这个题目我觉得应该还 OK， 就是大概理论是蛮完整的，但是实验上只要能够做得出来，然后能够做出一些量化的一些数据，好，这样这个题目也算是蛮不错的，好，这样可以好。好，那这场就先到这边。那我刚好上传这一场的那个资料呢，就请你每个同学都一样，每一组都一样啊，就除了你不要给自己那组评分，因为这样不公平啊。那你观众的那些组，你要给他们3个人各1个分数。OK 哦，然后呢，再第2个你们要给他记，就你对这个问题的看的想法，或是有什么，尽量是他讲的什么优缺点，可以给他提出来，这样可以吗？好不好？尽量再那个再他们回复一下啊。好，那再来再然后 A B C 嘛，来A C E 来赶快往前做啊 ，opponent， 那你们这一组就退到后面去，好不好？那原则上最后2台你不要做的好。